Live from KSAT12, the news at noon starts right now.
New at noon, a Brinks truck robbery breaking into a gunfight on the northeast side this morning. Now police are looking for 3 people who took on the driver of this armored car.
It happened at a bank in the 6500 block of Farm Road 78 around 8 this morning when 3 men accosted the driver. At one point, there were gunshots. No one was hit by that gunfire. However, the driver in the truck was hurt and taken to the hospital and should be okay. SAPD currently looking for the 3 suspects who left the scene in a black sedan. No word on how much money, if any, the suspects got away with.
There was a similar incident to this that happened at the very same location back in August. And in that case, it was 2 men. They were able to take off with about $300,000. San Antonio police investigating what appears to be a deadly chain reaction. They say that a driver involved in one crash here then was hit and killed by another vehicle when she got out of her car.
It happened on Interstate 35 near Division Avenue. Katrina Weber tells us why police don't expect anyone to face any charges.
Police and paramedics surround the body of a woman, a pedestrian, when she was hit and killed by a pickup around 5 this morning. But moments before that, she herself had been a driver. According to officers, the woman had gotten into a crash with an 18-wheeler on I-35 near Division Avenue. It left her car battered and broken. Police say she got out to exchange information with the big rig driver alongside the highway, but that's when the other truck, the pickup, came along and hit her. Both she and that truck ended up on the access road. Investigators are still trying to sort all of this out, but police say their first impression is that this was just a horrible accident, that the pickup driver simply didn't see the woman out here in the dark. Still, they made sure they didn't miss anything. The investigation shut down the northbound exit ramp to Division and the access road for hours. Police also kept everyone involved in the crash on hand to answer questions to help paint the picture of how a rough start to the day for one woman would lead to the end of her life. Katrina Weber, KSAT12 News.
And according to AAA, safety should come first after any crash. The agency advises drivers to immediately call 911 if anyone is injured. Then, if you're able, move to an area away from the traffic. You should also turn on your hazard lights, and if you can do it safely, put out flares to steer other drivers away from the crash scene.
Closing arguments this morning now finished, so the fate of a man accused of killing a Bexar County sheriff's dog is now in the hands of a jury. Deliberations happening right now with jurors deciding the guilt or innocence of Matthew Mireles. He's charged with evading arrest, interfering with a police service animal, and 8 counts of aggravated assault of a public servant. If he is found guilty, he could spend life in prison.
Outside with live cam, this is when you pull out the big weather words like beautimus. Ooh, this is absolutely fantastic stuff right here.
Another round of beautimus. This is how it looked yesterday.
You're right. I think today's even nicer, even more beautimus, if you will. We have the clear skies, but less wind today. It really is going to be an awesome afternoon. Chilly, though, this morning. Got down to 36 here in San Antonio this morning. Not a freeze, but some places did get there. Places like Bulverde, Selma briefly dropped down to freezing. Government Canyon down to 30. Bernie 29, Kerrville 28. You get the idea. It wasn't a hard freeze this morning, but northern parts of Bexar County, Kendall County, and into the hill country did briefly see a freeze a little bit earlier. Right now, we're looking at blue skies. Temperatures 58 degrees. We'll be in the 60s this afternoon. And again, it turns into a beautiful day. 65 degrees at 2 p.m., 67 at 3 p.m. And look for temperatures to quickly fall into the 50s tonight. And eventually we'll see 40s by tomorrow morning, but not as cold as this morning. Then some changes by the weekend. Some rain early next week. And we've got the drought monitor to talk about and some cold air as we head towards Christmas. All of that we'll take a look at here in just a few minutes.
Look forward to it. Thank you, Justin. 3-year-old Lena Keel is still missing nearly a year after she disappeared. The 3-year-old was last seen at her apartment complex on Fredericksburg Road and Blumenthal Road on the northwest side of town. Leaders with the Islamic Center of San Antonio was at one point offering $250,000 reward for information. SAPD and the FBI continue to actively work on this case. If you know anything, you are asked to call police.
One person dead, another on the run after this stabbing on the city's northeast side. It happened around 8:15 last night at an apartment complex on Perrin Vital, not far from Austin Highway. That's where police say two men who did know each other began arguing. The fighting led to one of the men stabbing the other. The victim taken to the hospital, but he later died. So far, the suspect has not been arrested, and police say he will likely face a murder charge.
State Senator Roland Gutierrez and the sister of a Uvalde student killed in that May 24 shooting at Robb Elementary, taking part in a congressional hearing on gun violence today. The hearing is being held for survivors, victims' families, and lawmakers to advocate for tougher gun laws. The witness list included Faith Mata, the sister of Tess Mata, a 10-year-old who died at Robb Elementary.
Tess will never get to experience the life we had prayed she would live. She will never graduate high school, never fall in love herself, never be present at my wedding. And we will never know how scared she was in her last moments in that classroom. All we have left is the questions which was once filled with her laughter and the stillness that only Tess could help us move out of. Today I am here sharing my story, but are we not tired of hearing the stories of victims? Of hearing them from victims' families? Are we not tired of hearing yet another tragedy because of gun violence? When is enough enough?
Dr. Roy Guerrero, Uvalde's only pediatrician at the time of the shooting, also spoke today.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle coming together for a change, urging the Biden administration to extend a border policy that is set to expire next week. It is Title 42. It allows asylum-seeking migrants to be removed from the United States for public health reasons, and they did so because of the COVID pandemic. Well, since this weekend, thousands of migrants have crossed into the El Paso region. CNN's Ed Lavandera reports shelters are completely full, so now they're having to turn migrants away.
We can get the women over to the rescue mission.
It's a frigid El Paso night, and John Martin is coordinating an outreach team trying to figure out where newly arrived migrants have been released on the city's downtown streets.
They're working with the new arrivals that came in just within the past hour.
So there's a lot of confusion right now.
To a great extent, I'll probably get myself into trouble. I think confusion is an understatement.
Martin helps run a homeless shelter program in El Paso. 3 of its shelters are open to migrants. This family welcome center can fit about 80 people, but in recent days, they've taken in as many as 125 per night.
The concern that we have is at some point you just simply run out of physical space. And we don't want to be in a position to say no, but I think the reality is very close.
In recent days, the El Paso area has seen a major wave of migrants crossing into the United States. The average number of migrants arriving here in El Paso has been about 2,500 per day. And because of that, many people here, city leaders in El Paso, are concerned about what this could look like if Title 42 is lifted next week. The public health policy known as Title 42, which was used during the pandemic to remove some 2.5 million migrants from the U.S., is set to expire next week. But for many migrants, the talk of Title 42 isn't on their minds. Joel and Reina Velasquez left Nicaragua 6 weeks ago with their 9-year-old girl.
¿Ustedes conocen esta regla del Título 42? No. He said they were unaware of Title 42 and that Title 42 could be lifted. Said they really just want to come here to work for a couple of years and go back home to Nicaragua.
The family is headed to Georgia to await immigration court proceedings. But El Paso leaders say the humanitarian safety net that has long existed in this border city is stretched too thin already.
We need people to step up. We need to stop pointing fingers. We need to work together. We need to collaborate, and we need to make sure that we keep folks that are passing through our neighborhoods safe while also keeping our communities safe as well.
That was CNN's Ed Lavandera. So far, no word yet from the Biden administration on whether it will extend that policy.
Still coming up, the streak was fun while it lasted, but the Spurs got blazed last night at home. Highlights in sports.
Terrible weather in so many places, blizzard conditions, tornadoes. We have the latest coming up.
A massive storm wreaking havoc from coast to coast. Blizzard conditions battering the northern plains and deadly tornadoes hitting the south.
ABC's Rita Roy reports more communities are now bracing for icy conditions.
For the third day in a row, multiple states across the country under tornado watches.
It was like a loud whooshing sound, and then I heard all our stuff flying and smacking into stuff and our windows busting out.
Louisiana getting slammed, at least 3 people now dead because of the storm. An EF3 tornado battering Union Parish, Louisiana, with 140-mile-per-hour winds on the ground for 9 miles. The mayor of Gretna says up to 5,000 buildings are likely damaged in her town. Widespread destruction also seen in Harvey.
There's sheet metal wrapped around this telephone pole, that power line there. Every home on this street badly damaged, if not destroyed.
Amanda Dufresne was in her Jefferson Parish home of nearly 15 years when a tornado hit.
I covered my kids with my body and just prayed.
At least 54 tornadoes now reported from Texas to Florida since Tuesday morning. And further north, the same massive storm system bringing blizzard-like conditions.
We have to go to Duluth now because remember, there's a northern part of the storm. They've had 10 to 16 inches. We are not getting into cars right now because you got another foot or so of snow.
South Dakota shutting down major highways with 3 feet of snow falling in some areas. In Utah, a skier hit by an avalanche had to be rescued after spending 45 minutes buried in the snow. The rescue mission took about 8 hours.
Now the storm has its sights set on the northeast. Pennsylvania and Virginia bracing for a dangerous ice storm as cities along the I-95 corridor also get ready for heavy rain and strong winds. Rita Roy, ABC News, New York.
Seems like we do this every year, doesn't it? We're sitting here in beautiful weather while part of the country is getting just drilled.
I'm telling you, though, we earned this. How many weeks did we have drizzly, misty, rainy weather in the morning and then humid conditions in the afternoon?
Well, we at least went for a week in early December, right, where it was that way.
Sure.
It is gorgeous. Now, we are in the wake of that storm system, which is causing all the issues. And we'll take another look at numbers of tornadoes from yesterday and where the severe weather is right now. For us, again, clear skies. The aquifer is down 0.2 of a foot to 637. In your pollen count, oh boy, Mountain Cedar dropped a little bit today, not enough. The 2,340 moles are still high to 1,100. We have a full look at that forecast, and we talk cold air too coming up.
You look at that and you go, well, at least the weather's good today.
Yeah, the Dow down 900 points. Ouch. All right, just look outside your window. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it'll put you in a good mood if you go outside right now. I mean, it is about as good as it gets for mid-December. We're in the low 60s, sunny skies. Yesterday was a bad day across the southeast. A ton of tornadoes. We thought there would be quite a bit of severe weather. And unfortunately, that did happen. If you saw some of the video out of New Orleans, it was a scary sight. Tornado in downtown New Orleans did do some damage. Unfortunately, there were 3 fatalities yesterday in Louisiana. Some injuries in New Orleans and 1 fatality there. And there is more severe weather possible today in Florida. You see all the tornadoes there, Mississippi, even into the Panhandle of Florida. Now it's shifting into central Florida this afternoon. There is a risk for severe weather. Tornado watch box in place. And we look at the radar right now. Nice line of storms working through Orlando, and then they've made it through the Tampa area now. But this has been 3 days of severe weather. This has been a pretty epic system for a large portion of the country. We're on the backside of it and enjoying the nice part of this system with the drier air funneling in and clear skies. 58 degrees right now, calm winds. Dew point is at 28. That is dry air, but that's what gets us that big fluctuation from 36 this morning. We'll make it into the upper 60s by this afternoon. We're thinking 67 here in town, mid 60s Canyon Lake, New Braunfels 67, 64 in Kerrville, 68 Pearsall this afternoon. And then by tomorrow morning, not as cold, but still jackets with the kids, 43 to start. I think there will be some 30s, Bernie, Kerrville, but notice there are not freezing numbers on the map for tomorrow morning. Maybe a little extra cloud cover will help us some. What about rainfall? Well, we're not expecting really much tomorrow. Clouds will be on the increase, though, so it will not look like today. By noontime tomorrow, this time tomorrow, we'll probably be seeing quite a bit of cloud cover, and that sticks with us through the day. That keeps temperatures down a little bit. We've also got a front coming in, so that pushes those temperatures down to chillier levels. There is a small chance of a shower or sprinkle as we get into tomorrow evening. If you have plans to be out and about, shouldn't be a big deal. But Saturday will be fairly cloudy too. We'll start off with a shower or two, but then by Saturday afternoon, some clearing is possible before clouds build back in on Sunday. This is going to allow for a pretty chilly start Sunday morning. So let's look at the weekend as a whole. Morning shower on Saturday, but afternoon clearing, 50 degrees, and then clouds kick back in on Sunday, 52. Not very warm, and that morning low there Sunday, 37. As we look down the line, there is a better chance of rain Monday, 40% chance. That's probably our best shot at rain here throughout the 7-day forecast. Now let's talk cold weather. I want to take you into Siberia. So this is Russia, okay? It's negative 47 right now in Siberia. So cold. And it's always cold there this time of year, but this is really cold stuff. That chunk of cold air works its way into parts of Canada and then eventually the United States. What does it mean for us? Well, we're going to fast forward and go long term here, so keep in mind this is very generalized. But by December 21st, this cold core is starting to come into the United States. That freezing line gets close to us, perhaps, by Wednesday of next week. Then as we get into December 23rd, another chunk of cold air comes down. And that pushes perhaps some colder air down here by Christmas Day. We could be near freezing. Now, look, I don't think we're not expecting any precipitation with this, at least not at the moment. It's just going to be cold, maybe near freezing. We'll see how the temperatures play out. But this is kind of a look down the line of what we can expect by Christmas. And very quickly, your Christmas climatology, we average a high of 63, a low of 41. But the coldest it's ever been is 11. That was set back in 1983. I don't think we go that cold, but we will be seeing a colder than average, it looks like, Christmas. So just a heads up there. 60 tomorrow, 50 on Saturday, 52 Sunday, as we showed you, and then 50s and 60s next week. By the way, winter officially begins on Wednesday.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Thank you, Justin.
The Spurs may be getting some much-needed help in the big man category pretty soon, and the Roadrunners mix in work with a little fun as they get ready for their bowl game tomorrow. Spurs looking for 4 in a row last night against Portland here at home. Some big guys were out, so St. Anthony alum Charles Bassey got his first NBA start for the Spurs. Bassey making a contribution early. Nice assist to Trey Jones for the layup. Early lead for Spurs. It's Jones this time. The dish to Keita Bates-Diop. The lane. A little up and under. Spurs up by 1, but the Blazers finished the quarter on a 12-4 run to go up to 11. They got it to 18. Damian Lillard attacks the lane. And Devin Vassell knocks down the jumper from the elbow. It's 73-57 Blazers at the half. The Blazers got the lead to 19 in the third. Here come the Spurs. Keldon Johnson in the corner for 3. Spurs pushing the pace. Vassell, the catch and shoot 3 plus a foul. It's a 4-point play. Lead down to 7. Doug McDermott for the 3 near the sideline. Good. It's a 4-point game. Bassey to Keldon for the reverse lay-in. Keldon led the Spurs with 25, but then the Blazers pull away late. Damian Lillard hit 7 of 14 threes. He had 37. Blazers stopped the Spurs win streak 128-112.
It's more so our effort, our communication, and just flat out grunt, as Pop says, just we can control those things. We can't control the ball going in every time. So if we can just continue to focus on those things, we're going to get off to better starts.
All right, here's some good news for San Antonio. Look at that. Jakob Poeltl at Spurs practice facility. First time we have seen the Spurs center on the court since he suffered a bone bruise on his right knee against the Lakers last month. Is when that happened. Has to force him to miss the last 6 games. Now his return is getting closer, hopefully pretty soon. The Spurs travel to Mexico to take on the Miami Heat this Saturday at 7 o'clock. That was one of those 3 games that they're playing out of San Antonio that is still considered a home game. So there you go. 4 o'clock in Mexico City on Saturday. The anticipation of the Duluth Trading Cure Bowl in Orlando building by the minute. Just over 24 hours left before kickoff between the UTSA Roadrunners and the Troy Trojans tomorrow at 2 o'clock. UTSA held their final practice. The Roadrunners will hold a walkthrough only at Exploria Stadium and take the team picture as well. For a handful of seniors, the Cure Bowl will be their final college game, a time to reflect on their days at UTSA.
For sure, it makes me the last home game, I was trying to take everything in, the whole crowd, realizing like, oh, this is my last time. But I don't really get too emotional or sentimental. I haven't been taking too many pictures, so. But other than that, like I got moments in my head that are gonna stick with me.
Honestly, I don't have any emotions. I mean, I'm just enjoying my moments here right now. I probably have some after Friday, but I haven't felt them yet.
They got to enjoy some fun moments. After the game preps were done, the team went to Universal Studios, Universal Islands of Adventures. Before heading over, Coach Traylor was asked if he planned on riding a roller coaster.
I doubt it. You know, I don't even like airplanes. If I do, it'll be probably, no, I doubt I will get on one. I'll have to be shamed by my players before I would do it. And it'd be something going really fast and straight. I don't want any spinning, no upside down things. I got a lot of people counting on me, JJ. I need to stay alive, man. There's a lot of people counting on me right now.
Yeah, but
I am so with him.
You don't think his players are going to try to shame him into getting on a roller coaster?
Well, he kind of defined the terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are narrow terms he's got there.
I agree, Coach. No need for those spinny things. New today at 5, chocolate. It's one of the most popular gifts over the holidays, but you may want to think twice before you buy some. Today at 5, you're not, well, maybe you would believe it, but yeah, some bad news when it comes to chocolate at 5.